One application of the TKI will always be with me forever. It had such a profound influence on me. And that's when I was doing a change management project in Barcelona for 2 years. So I would fly to Spain 1 week a month for 2 years. Now at that time, this was in the late 1980s, the TKI became an important part of that change management program. Now why? If you know the culture and the history of Spain, it wasn't since 1974 that there had been a democracy. That is when Franco fell. So before 1974, if you spoke up, if you disagreed, you'd be put in jail. That was in the culture of this organization and the society. They were also heavy into Roman Catholicism, an authoritarian family, so people learned not to speak up. So here I am coming in from the US saying, we need to collaborate on complex issues, on important things. We need to get the most of our human resources. We need to make use of your expertise and wisdom. We have to bring that to a surface to solve a complex problem. And yet people would just sit back and they wouldn't speak, they wouldn't raise their hand. So what I did is I gave them the TKI, and lo and behold, they came out very high on avoiding and accommodating. And the instructions, incidentally, for this organization, but I could have also said in life in general, it might have come out the same. But the instructions were for your work, for your involvement, for your engagement in this organization, how to usually respond when your wishes differ from another person. High in avoiding, high in accommodating, throughout the organization, off the chart. So I knew I had my work cut out for me. So week after week, month after month, we had exercises where people could see different ways of responding to differences. We changed the culture by talking about what are the unwritten rules here. And the unwritten rules here, you better play it safe. Otherwise, you're going to wind up in jail, in trouble, you're going to be harmed, your family's going to be harmed. And we said, is that still realistic in 1988? You know, Franco was here last decade, not this decade. But do you realize how recent that was in time? That was built into the structure of society. So we had people talking about what norms then, unwritten rules, but now we're going to write them down, would help you succeed. And the norms had to do with take chances, speak out. People have hired you in order to present your ideas and your knowledge. You have to do that. Be safe, support one another. Don't put other people down when they express themselves. We have to do everything we can to allow people to talk. And then periodically, they would have another TKI assessment. I may have used the TKI 4 or 5 times over the period of 2 years. So they constantly saw the results. And initially, they were again avoiding accommodating. We have to do more work with culture. We have to have the executives talk more about what is needed here to succeed. Because I was brought in that company because they wanted to go into the European Union. They wanted to have a greater impact, not just in Spain, but the rest of Europe. That was the nature of the company. In order to do that, they had to express themselves. They had to resolve complex issues. So we gave the TKI probably every 3 or 4 months, and then you see the change. And it never failed to amaze me that after about 18 months when I was there, my goodness, you couldn't stop them from talking. I used to tease them and say, boy, it was so quiet when I first came here. Can we take a break? And they'd all just laugh. They'd all just laugh. They wouldn't stop talking. And then some manager said, you created a monster here. We have meetings when you're not here, and these people keep expressing themselves. They assert themselves. They strongly argue for their position. How do I deal with this? Practice, patience, support it, because you're getting their wisdom out on the table. That's what you need for long-term success.